All right, let's talk taxes. Because believe it or not, some of the biggest changes in years are here. A brand new law is completely rewriting the rulebook. And seriously, if you're not paying attention, you could be leaving real money on the table. So, are you ready? Because this isn't some far-off proposal. A new law has officially passed, and it is going to totally reshape how we all handle our finances, starting with the 2025 tax year. So where is all this coming from? Well, it's all thanks to a pretty sweeping new piece of legislation. And get this, it's officially called the One Big Beautiful Bill, or OBBB for short. And, yep, you heard that right. That is its actual name. And trust me, this is not just some minor tweak. This thing was signed into law this past July 4th, and the OBGB is a real game changer. It's bringing in brand new deductions, but at the same time, it's hitting the fast forward button and ending some really popular credits way sooner than anyone expected. The changes are so big, in fact, that the IRS itself is already telling everyone, hey, you need to get ready for this. Okay, but it's not all doom and gloom. There's actually some really good news baked into this. Amidst all this change, the OBB also creates a bunch of new ways for you to potentially lower your tax bill. So let's break down these new ways to save. First up, and this is a big one for anyone in a tipped occupation, check this out. There is a huge new deduction. For a little while, from 2025 through 2028, you might be able to deduct up to $25,000 in tips every single year. And that's not all. The bill also rules out a brand new deduction for overtime pay. So you know that half in time and a half, that premium part of your overtime? You can now deduct that up to a pretty hefty $12,500 a year. Okay, now here's one that's going to affect a ton of households. For the very first time, you can actually deduct the interest you pay on your personal car loan. We're talking up to $10,000 a year. That is a massive change. And finally, there's something new for seniors, a new temporary deduction of $6,000. And listen to this, it's per person. So a qualifying couple could see a $12,000 deduction, and that's on top of the standard deduction they already get. Okay, so we've talked about the new ways to save, but now we've got to look at the other side of the coin here, because while these new deductions are coming in, some really popular tax credits are heading for the exit, and a lot faster than we thought. This definitely creates a sense of urgency. And when I say the window is closing, I mean it's closing fast. Look at these dates. The credits for clean vehicles, whether they're new, used, or commercial, they're gone after September 30th, 2025. And those great credits for making your home more energy efficient or for residential clean energy projects, poof, gone after December 31st, 2025. So you've got new stuff coming in, old stuff going out. It's a lot of moving parts, right? It's really no surprise that the IRS is officially, publicly, telling taxpayers you need to start preparing now. We're talking about the 2026 filing season, which is when all these changes are going to hit your tax return for the first time. And this isn't just some vague suggestion. This is a direct quote from an official IRS news release. They're basically giving us a heads up that doing the work in advance is going to be a huge help when it comes time to file. In fact, the IRS has even laid out a simple Get Ready plan for everyone. Step 1, gather and organize all your tax records. We're talking W-2s, 1099s, bank info, all of it. Start now. Step 2, get familiar with your online account on the IRS website. You can see your past returns there, authorize tax pros, it's super useful. And step 3, and this one is really important, set up direct deposit. It's the fastest way to get your refund, and they're phasing out paper checks, so you'll want to do this anyway. So, okay, it's pretty clear these changes add a whole new layer of complexity to doing your taxes. The big question is, how do you navigate this new landscape and make sure you come out on top? Well, what worked in the past might not cut it anymore. You know, the old way was familiar. We knew the rules, the credits were predictable. But the new way, now you've got all these new deductions to claim, you've got to track credits that are disappearing, and you've got to deal with complex phase-out rules. It's a different ballgame. And frankly, this is the exact moment when a lot of people decide to call in a professional. I mean, when the laws shift this much, it just makes sense. And that's where services like those from TaxLab Inc. come in. They are literally designed to help people and businesses manage exactly this kind of complex situation, making sure you stay compliant, but also get every single benefit you're entitled to. Because a really good tax pro does way more than just plug numbers into a form once a year. They can give you year-round advice, which is absolutely critical when the rules are changing like this. Plus, they can handle all the nitty-gritty stuff like individual and business prep, bookkeeping, even payroll. All right, so we have covered a ton of ground here. After breaking all this down, what's the one big thing you need to walk away with? What's the bottom line for your next tax return? It's this. The tax rules have changed. The question you have to ask yourself is, will your tax strategy change with them? Because one thing is for sure, preparation is everything now. It's time to think about whether your approach to taxes needs to evolve.